guys, it is Deborah, and today you are going to be building awareness around your shoulders' capacity to move into flexion. You're also going to be improving upon your shoulders' range of motion in this particular movement pattern. The goal is for you to build awareness around at what point you experience dysfunction. Now, dysfunction can show up in the form of pain, discomfort, unease, or limited range of motion. Now, I don't want you to pass judgment on yourself for having these dysfunctions. I'm going to tell you right now, I am performing this workout with you with shoulder impingement and tendon pain in my left shoulder. That does mean you need to be able to understand at what point your movement pattern is safe and at what point it tips over into dysfunction. That element of awareness is what you're going to use to carry yourself into the strength element of the workout. In order to improve your mobility, you have to build strength. Now, in order to help you along the journey towards improving your shoulder flexion, you do need a few props. The first is a few yoga blocks. The second is some sort of stick. I have this massage stick here, but if you don't have one of these, you can use a broom, a PVC pipe, a tree branch from outside. You can even use a strap. Just make sure the strap is taut when you do use it. And for the strength element, you do need a set of weights. I am using a 2.5 pound plated weights here, but if you don't have plated weights, you can go ahead and just use regular weights. Again, just honor your injuries and limitations to the best of your capacity and build strength as you continue to practice, okay? So let's just go ahead and get started. I want you to come to a seated position. I'm propped up on a yoga block because it takes less pressure off my knees, but I'm in a nice kneeling position where I can move my arms with ease. The first move I want you to do before we even get into the first move actually is what I want you to do is be aware of your rib cage. So let's go ahead and just draw the rib cage on in. You're going to lift the top part of the rib cage to the crown of your head and then pull the rest of the abs all the way down to your pubic bone. This is going to lock in your torso. You can then keep your collarbone nice and wide, your chin lifted, and your inner armpits back. This is going to be a great position. Now, as we begin the exercises, we're going to start with shoulder capsule rotation. So take your right arm on out to the side, thumb facing towards the ceiling. So in this case, we're in a 90-degree angle with our arm. All you're going to do is rotate internally by dropping the thumb down to the mat, and then rotating externally by lifting the pinky to the ceiling. The degree to which you can rotate your arm or rotate your arm bone in the shoulder socket is the goal of that exercise. And then we'll just continue from there. So I'll start the music and the timer and begin to just make your circles or your shoulder capsule rotations. I will say this exercise here is what gave me my shoulder impingement. So don't move fast. In fact, don't move fast through any of this routine because that's not how you build awareness. I was not being very mindful the day that I was practicing these. I had not warmed up. And while this is a warm-up exercise, I was not treating it as such. Rotate. I'm going to move very, very slow because I need to feel around the discomfort. Yeah, so I'm not going to hurt myself more. And neither are you. You will notice that I am keeping my other hand on my rib cage because I tend to flare my ribs on out. So if you are like me, you'll want to keep your hand there to remind yourself to keep those abs knitted in. Those ribs knitted in and those abs engaged. That's it. Good. All right, you ready to talk about the joints? Now we're just going to lift the arm on up and down. I'm going to move my yoga blocks because we're going to move from side to a 30-degree angle, up and down, out to the side and down. All right, so the joints involved in shoulder flexion, or in a lot of the shoulder movements that we do, are the glenohumeral joint, that's the arm bone in the shoulder socket, as well as the scapulothoracic joint. That's going to be the control of your scapula, your shoulder blades, along your rib cage, which is in the thoracic region of your back. With the shoulder capsule rotations, your shoulder blade tends to lift up and down, whereas in this movement pattern, it's moving on out to the side. So there's so many cues out there to say keep your shoulder blades flat on your back. And while that is very true, it's not actually true for every movement that you do. Usually it's done, so we're going to lift the arms on up, hold that thought. make small circles. So now you're in your full shoulder flexion, keeping your ribs nicely knitted in, abs engaged, and small circle. So usually that cue is used to help people reverse the rounding of our upper back, which is just so predominant because we're on our phones and our computers, driving in our cars all day, and we're seated, and it's just not good for posture. We can reverse the direction of your circle now. You're doing so good. You feel your muscles engaging? Should we talk about the muscles? Wait till we get to the other side and we'll talk about the muscles. Keep making your circles. You're doing so good. Smile. Excellent. Big breath in. You're doing such good things for yourself today. I'm so proud and honored that you're here with me today. Thank you. Good. Woo! I'm feeling it. Keep going. Lower that down. Let's go to the other side now. Thumb facing on up and down. All right, so let's talk about the muscles here. The 4 muscles that are involved are the serratus anterior, the rhomboids, the trapeze, and the levator scapulae. So all of those muscles are required to be used in a way that's efficient for the shoulder to stay stable in the shoulder socket and for the scapula to move in functional ways, right? And on a side note, if you are healing from an injury and you're injured on one side like I am as opposed to the other, you'll probably notice on the side that's not injured, it feels a lot easier to move through these shoulder capsule rotations. Don't judge, just experience. Good work. And up and down. Like you're screwing your arm into the glenohumeral joint. Now we're gonna lift up, down. I'm actually gonna grab my weight for this, out to the 30-degree angle and up and down, lifting on out to the side. So moving between the 2 different movement patterns in a way where you can feel the scapular moving. So it's gonna come away from the middle of the upper back, and now it's gonna come back to the middle of the upper back. All right, so notice the difference when you move the arm on out to the side as opposed to when you move the arm at a 30-degree angle. Good, you got it. Keep that chin lifted, big bright smile on your face. Up and down, up and down. When you are experiencing your limitations, begin to move very, very slowly. Actually, I need to keep my arm on up because we're moving into those circles. Circle it on out. You're gonna go both ways, so it doesn't matter which way you start with first. So this feels, while my muscles are fatiguing, this feels a lot more ease for me on this side compared to the other side. Still work, still feel my body shaking, my arm shaking, but I can feel myself growing stronger. So you are too. I just know that I have to treat this side differently than the others. So when we move into exercises that require us to use both shoulders together, which is what we're going to move into next, it's going to be extremely, reverse the direction. It's going to be extremely important for you to honor the limitation on the injured side and only move within that range. Okay? Promise? Good. All right, next up, we're just going to come down to our mat and take our 2 blocks, place them out front. You're going to take your stick, elbows onto the yoga blocks, and we're going to come down. So keep lifting the rib cage. Breathe into your upper back. Mini cat here to expand the thoracic spine. Feel the shoulder blades coming apart. And then exhale, you can let your heart drop a little bit. But I want your armpits hollow, the arm bone nice in socket. Breathing in, and as you move through your 2 ranges, keep the ribs knitted in, pulling the top of the rib cage to the crown of the ceiling and the rest of your abs down to your pubic bone, okay? I don't have much extension because, again, my shoulder impingement is preventing me from being able to go deeper But you may be different, or you may be the same. This is your time, your shoulders. Not competing with anybody but yourself. You're gonna hold this next one. Breathe in. Breathe in. You're doing so good. Keep the chin lifted, the collarbone wide. You're gonna experience some shaking in those arms. That's absolutely fine. If you can go deeper, go deeper. But remember to keep your armpits hollow as you progress deeper, okay? Big breath in. You can absolutely feel how much your abs are required to control your rib cage while you move your shoulders, right? That in and of itself is so valuable when it comes to knowing how to properly move your arms. Exhale. Good work. We're gonna come onto our backs next after this move. We got a little bit longer here. Another round of breath. And let that go. All right, so remove the blocks. Come on down to your back. Grab your weights. What we're gonna do from this position here is we're gonna lower the arms or lift the arms into flexion and come all the way on up. So when it comes to your rib cage, think about pulling them all the way into the ground. You're still lifting the top part to your crown of your head and the rest of the abs to your pubic bone. Nothing changes. We've just changed the shape of our body or our posture. And notice how it affects the way you approach the exercise. The extra weight in our hands here is building that strength, which again is the key to that mobility and improving your range of motion. And up. You're doing so good. Breathe in. Are you noticing the movement of, we're gonna hold that. Hold's the hard one, so I don't want you to give up here. I want you to dig deep to remember your why as you hold this, because your arms are probably already starting to shake. So if you do have to take a rest, go ahead and take a rest, but just come back in when you can. You can always build up to the full minute hold. Notice your body wanting to compensate for the lack of strength by moving into other areas of your body, asking you to change positions and postures. All of that is valuable information. Stay strong. Keep those armpits hollow, the arm bone in your socket. Squeeze the muscles, all 4 of those muscle groups. Yes. Keep reaching. You got it. Reach, 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 reach. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my stomach just growled. So sorry. All right, and we're gonna come all the way on up. Now we're gonna elevate. So do the same thing. This time we're gonna take a yoga block and we're gonna place it right in our back like so. Grab your stick. Woo. And we're just gonna move through our range of motion. So we're moving all the way here and up. So we're gonna start with the full range and before we add in the load. You'll notice that your ribs will still be a bit more flared in this position because we are leaning over a block, but that doesn't mean you get to let your abs off the hook. So definitely engage them all the way down to your pubic bone and pull the top ones on up to the crown of your head. You're noticing by now the same reoccurring dysfunction in your shoulders, or you feel an ease? Let me know in the comments below. Good. Oh, this feels so good. And up. And back. I keep saying back, but it's really up. All right, we're gonna lower that down. Grab your weights. And oh my goodness, we lost the music. I'm so sorry. And then we're gonna come back and up. So elevated position here, we're just loading the body in a different posture, challenging the body, building your awareness even more. The harder it gets, the more you have to concentrate. So, gotcha. Good work. And up. Don't forget to breathe, guys. So important. As you lift your arms on up, you can take a big breath in. And as you lift them back to the ceiling or lower them to the ceiling, you can exhale. I say that because as you lift your arms, it's easier for the rib cage to expand, letting in more breath. All right, final move, you're gonna hold. We're bringing back that hold, but we're in an elevated position with a loaded shoulder flexion. This is it. Dig deep, guys. Remember why you're here. Think of that sense of accomplishment. Think of that sense of pride. How you're doing such good things for yourself. I'm so proud of you. Breathe in and know that I'm here with you. Shaking, feeling the comfort and finding the comfort in the discomfort. Breathe in. You got it. Don't give up. Almost there. Just a little bit longer. Load those shoulders. Get that range of motion. Heal those injuries. Feel free. Breathe in. Exhale. I love it. You got it. Take a smile, guys. So we're done. Lift that all the way back to the ceiling. Into your chest. Lower your weights. Can we just sit here lie here for just a second, allowing your body to just drape over the blocks. Lower your arms on down. You did so good. Big breath in. Exhale. Such a good chest opener, right? One last breath in. And exhale. Let's slowly prop ourselves up off of the blocks. And you are done. How you feeling? Oh, that was so good. I really, really enjoyed that. How are you feeling? How much awareness do you now have? I hope you really enjoyed that and that you're able to use this routine on a continuous basis to help you improve your shoulder flexion. If you want to learn more or you want to join part of our community and get some insights that I only send out an email, then head on over to alinepostures.com, sign up for email updates, and we can chat weekly. I will be bringing out some one-on-one coaching coming soon. I couldn't be more happier to have you join the community and learn more about that. And so much good stuff down the line. There's the High Vibing Habits Challenge going on. So if you are interested in that, send me a message or comment below to tell me that you need the password for the challenge. There's a lot of us that are doing that. It's one activity a day to help you get clear around what habits are good for you and what habits are not good for you. And at the end of the 30 days, you will have a list of 10 activities that you like best out of the 30, and then you're going to dwindle that down to the top 1 or 3 that you're going to continue and make into long-term habits. All right, guys, so here at Aline Postures, I'm here to help you along your movement, expression, your mobility goals, as well as your postural goals and your healthy living lifestyle. So thanks so much for joining me here today. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.